Growing up in an abusive environment, brokenhearted by two marriages that didn't work out, taking care of an elderly parent that mistreated you your whole life, and then breast cancer. From tragedy come treasures. And my next guest, you're going to want to see what she created, what was her treasure from her tragedy. So don't go anywhere. Welcome to this episode of Love My Body, Love Myself. I'm your host, Alicia Couri, and what a show we have for you today. So this show is pre-recorded, just so you know. You can please still engage, interact, leave comments, because it is being aired live. We're live here. We just had to pre-record the show. So make sure that you do send us all the love and all the hearts and all the well wishes, because this is a deep one. We're going deep today, and we're going to talk to Wubby in a minute. But first, I want to welcome those of you who are watching on, first of all, Facebook. Thank you so much for tuning in to watch with us today. If you are in the Facebook group, in the Love My Body, Love Myself group, and you make a comment, please tag your name at the end of the comment. That way we know who it is and we know who to shout out. We will go back through the comments and like and answer any questions or comment after the show is over. But let us know who you are and that you're watching, and you can hashtag live or hashtag replay if you'd like. If you're not a part of our community, you can go to facebook.com/groups/LMBLM, and that is to join our community. If you're on YouTube or you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, I would really encourage you to go subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/C/Alicia Couri. We would love to get your feedback, love to hear from you, because we produce content and we produce uplifting content. And like I say, I am here to influence, educate, inspire, and entertain. So we have content to do all of that on our YouTube channel. So go to youtube.com/C/Alicia Couri and subscribe, and you'll find some amazing things there. We have multiple shows that we air, that we have content there, but everything there is uplifting and inspiring. So please go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. The Love My Body, Love Myself show is sponsored by Alicia Couri Inc. and produced by Red Carpet CEO. Alicia Couri Inc. is a boutique consulting firm that specializes in developing audaciously proactive leaders and teams using brain science and people data to improve communication, reduce conflict, get you better results. So we use brain science and people data to make sure that you are getting the right results for your team and your organization. So check us out, aliciacouri.com. Our sponsor is also, for today, FAMU Mary, and we're going to share some more about them in a moment. But FAMU Mary is all about educating and talking and learning about the benefits of medical marijuana and what the legal usage in the state of Florida is of medical marijuana. So you want to check them out. You go to MERI.FAMU.edu for more information about, like I said, the legal and proper use of medical marijuana. And they also have a State of Cannabis in America conversation that happens. So go to their website and find out more about the State of Cannabis in America on their website, mmeri.famu.edu.
Are you curious about marijuana? Florida A&M University established the Medical Marijuana Education and Research Initiative, also known as MARY, to educate the public about medical marijuana use as well as the detrimental health and social impacts of unlawful marijuana use on local communities. Empower yourself with knowledge. Find out more at mmeri.famu.edu. mmeri.famu.edu. MARY, educate, learn, talk.
I am so excited to introduce my next guest, Wubby, aka Lyn-Dee Eldridge. Hi, Lyn-Dee.
Hello, Alicia. Oh, thank you so much for having me on your show. What a blessing.
I know your story touched me many years ago when we met, and we met at Patricia Rogers' event years and years ago. You were emceeing her event. This is pre-pandemic when we actually used to go to events in person. We're back doing that now, but it's been a while. And your story really touched me, and I'm so glad I have this platform now that we can share your experience, your story, and not only that, we can share what came out of your story, which is so magnificent and it's helping so many people. So, guys, I had guests on this show that tell their tale of tragedy and trauma and all kinds of things. And some stories, it's like so unbelievable because of the depth of, the cascades of challenges that these women went through. And this is one of those shows. I'm just telling you, there's just layers and layers and layers. And it's so great to see the other side of this. To see her beautiful smiling face and to see, all that she's accomplished since. But I want to start with you, Wubby, telling us where, at age 18, that's where I want to start with you. And you're not 18 anymore, you're just a few years beyond that. But at age 18, you got married really young. So talk me through that process. Like, what was going through your mind at the time? What led you to getting married so early in your life?
Yeah, so I was brought up in a very toxic home, very abusive home. And at the age of 18, I met who I thought was Prince Charming, who said things to me that I never heard before. Like, you are beautiful. Back in the 70s, we were called a fox, right? So he would call me a fox. And he really drew me in because...
You mean a stone cold fox?
Yeah, I guess so. But
stone cold.
Yeah. But back then, the term fox, in the groovy days, was meant that you were gorgeous. You were just outstanding, right? No one's ever said that to me, and nor did I believe it. However, he said it to me, and he treated me very kindly. We got married because I wanted out of my home. It was too dark. It was toxic. It was abusive. And here's a man who said he's going to love me. Oh, my goodness. So I got married at the age of 18, only to fall into the trap of a narcissist. Domestic violence. And so the darkness just carried into the marriage. But when we see a tunnel of hope, we go through it. But it doesn't mean we have to stay there.
Yeah, say that. Amen to that. Because especially so young, your brain is still developing. We all think at 18 we know everything there is to know. I was thinking just today, at 18 years old, because I was thinking back at my life at 18, because my daughter is at 24 and 19 right now. And I'm like, I knew this much of the world, right? I knew this much. I did not. So our experience that is this much at that age, thinking that we know our whole world, we know our whole life, we know this. And we make these decisions at a young age and not experiencing anything else or allowing ourselves to experience anything else in life. And then, like you believe this person because they showed you the best of them. And then you get married, and then you end up in this abusive, toxic, narcissistic, gaslighting relationship with this person that you can't even imagine who it is anymore. Yeah. And you had one child in that relationship.
6 years later.
6 years later.
Yeah. And let me just say this, okay? There's no reason why we can't believe in hope and love. And that's what I did. I believed in the hope and the love. And at the age of 18, I was a mature 18-year-old. I mean, I came from the school of hard knocks. So,
but your experience was still this much.
It was very, very small, right? All I know is that he said he loved me. What? So because of my hope and my desire to be the best wife I could be and to make my marriage work, I stayed there. Really, it's voluntarily, isn't it? If you think about it. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
So I'm an author of a book called Tears of Fears Behind Closed Doors, and I share my story of how to get out of these situations safely. But we want to believe in it so much that we stick and we stay until we've had enough, or we have a reason to get out of it. And it was my baby girl 6 years later, when she was 15 months old, that was my strength. And here's what happened. I looked at her and I said, you are not voluntarily staying, and I'm not making you stay. We're out. So she was my strength. And trust me when I tell you, I didn't have any self-esteem. I didn't have any self-worth. I had to start working on myself, right? Personal development and really digging in to who am I?
Right.
And that started the process of me being a single mom, independent, working, becoming an entrepreneur, raising my daughter.
Wow.
And then there was a protection mode too, because the narcissist didn't go away, right? He's the biological dad. And in the book, by the way, I let you all know what his name is at the beginning of the book, but from the rest of the book, his name is Anus. That's it. Anus. But I think everybody.
But listen, she's saying this, but she has done the work of forgiveness. She has done the work, a lot of the work that it takes to move forward and move on. But you have to call a spade, right?
Yes, you do, and it's a process. It's a process. Look, it was 26 years of me being abused in my life. Was things going to change overnight? No. But things had to change, but it had to start with self-love. I didn't have self-love. I had no self-worth.
Yeah.
So that's why I had to dig really, really deep, getting involved in more personal development. So remember the late Zig Ziglar, Maya Angelou, Jim Rohn. I was a personal student of theirs.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you if you sought out coaches for it, a therapy for it, like how, because understand this, there's a difference between therapy and personal development. There are two different schools of experience, of thought, and how we do things. So one really deals with emotional trauma and how to overcome that. And the coaching deals with your mind. It deals with your mindset, your limiting beliefs, your subconscious mind, and really digging those things out that created the thought process that you go through to change the way you think and change the way that you attract things into your life. So there's two different things. Some people need both. They need both the therapy and the coaching. Some people, coaching is enough to dig deep and get the stuff out. So you did the coaching. You did the deep work of the coaching and the pulling and the recognizing and everything. And so
I hired the mentors. I attended their programs that I knew resonated with me. So when you invest in yourself, because that's what it is investing in yourself. It's not spending, it's investing in yourself.
Absolutely.
And when you invest in yourself and you understand good investing, good debt versus bad debt, you will grow.
There's a greater rate of return when you invest in you.
There really is. And before, it took a while for me to be able to still look in the mirror and say, I am worthy. But once I started, I didn't stop.
Yeah. And I am love. Listen, the love myself part of this show, it's love my body, love myself. The love myself part of the show is one of the hardest things that that journey that we have to take, because there's so much stuff to unpack in that. The self-loathing, the self-talk, the you're not good enough, those core wounds. There's so much to unpack that we don't even realize the levels of self-love that we have to attain, Because when you reach one level and you think, but I thought I conquered this dragon already. Dang it.
Well, what's really awesome is that I heard it's possible. That was it.
Yeah.
It's possible. And I said, is it?
Yeah. And for me, it's one of those things that I had to connect it with God's love for me,
Uh-huh.
because God's love is infinite, it's eternal, it's all encompassing, and it allows you to see yourself in a different way. And that's how I was able to then begin to love myself in a different way too. Because I did it all through and with that that faith and that idea. So the idea that it's possible and there's hope for it, for me, it came through my spiritual growth as well as my mental and development. So for you, I don't know if you had that same spiritual awakening too.
I did, but it wasn't at the beginning.
Right.
But
Okay.
it came. And now, oh, I am a very, very spiritual person, and I coexist in this world. Alicia, matter of fact, I even speak in different congregations of different denominations.
Oh, nice. That's beautiful.
Coexisting. Isn't that great?
That's beautiful. Yes, because we haven't even we haven't ended her story there. It wasn't just the narcissistic abusive marriage. 20 years after that, you remarried to the person you thought was now, now that you've done all this work, the love of your life.
Yeah. Yeah. And life goes on, doesn't it? Now, he wasn't a narcissist, and things just didn't work out. 14 years together.
Yeah.
And we were a combined family. He had 3 children. I had my biological daughter. So we were a family of 4. Now I have 4 beautiful granddaughters, right? But life sometimes changes on you. And my mom, who was seriously the meanest woman alive, okay? She's known as Hurricane Francis all over the world. May she rest in peace. However, guess who became her caretaker?
You did.
And there are 3 children, 2 others that she absolutely loved and worshiped and gave everything to.
They didn't want to.
She abused, and nobody else was willing to step forward for her. So I did, because I believe in karma. I believe in doing the right thing, right? So I became a caretaker of my mom. And during that time, my second former husband and I, we were going through our marital challenges, but neither one of us wanted a divorce. Now, mind you, I've already worked on me. So I know who I am, right? And I also know what I want and what I don't want in my life. And I also knew I did love this man, and I wasn't ready to give up on the marriage until it was September of 2017. Again, I was a caretaker of my mom. When I became a caretaker of my mom, I stopped everything and I paused my own life to take care of her.
I remember you talking about that. Yeah.
Yes. Canceled over 21 speaking engagements.
That was a big thing for you.
But I couldn't cancel one. Now, mind you, I'm in South Florida taking care of my mom. My residence is in New Hampshire. And there was one speaking engagement, Alicia, and it was for families in transition. The title says it all. And I said, I can't miss that one. I was pulled. You talk about God, right? I was pulled. You got to go to this one. So I made sure mom was taken care of. I went back to New Hampshire. It was only supposed to be for 4 days. Well, while I was there, I decided I'm going to go for my health checkup. I know there's nothing wrong with me, but let me go for my yearly. I found that I had the breast cancer. Oh. So I spoke to my former husband and I said, do you truly not want a divorce? And he says, I don't want a divorce. I says, I don't want a divorce either. But if there was ever a time to reconcile, it's now. I said, I think you need to sit down for a second. I was just informed that I have the breast cancer. And silence. And I said, if there was ever a time to come back together, it's now. I don't know what to expect, and I just want to be held and loved. Do it.
I'm going to pause you right there, and we're going to take a quick break, because I know this is a really there was a lot that happened in the next few years for you, and I don't want to interrupt it with a commercial break. So this is a great time.
Stay tuned.
Don't go anywhere. We will be right back with the beautiful Wubby, and we'll continue her story back in a moment.
Are you curious about marijuana? Florida A&M University established the Medical Marijuana Education and Research Initiative, also known as MARY, to educate the public about medical marijuana use as well as the detrimental health and social impacts of unlawful marijuana use on local communities. Empower yourself with knowledge. Find out more at mmeri.famu.edu. mmeri.famu.edu. MARY. Educate, learn, talk.
The Love My Body, Love Myself show is sponsored by Alicia Couri Inc. and produced by Red Carpet CEO. Alicia Couri Inc. specializes in developing audaciously proactive leaders and teams using brain science and people data to get results. Visit our website, aliciacouri.com, for more information. The show is produced by Red Carpet CEO. If you'd like a copy of Age with Audacious Confidence, visit our link tree at linktr.ee/Couri. Let's get back to the show. Welcome back to Love My Body, Love Myself. I am your host, Alicia Couri. And on today's show, we are talking to Wubby, aka Lyn-Dee Eldridge. And if you missed the first part of this interview, you need to go back and listen to it. You know, we're talking about narcissistic marriages, having to leave domestic violence situations, toxic family situations, getting married early, getting married young, becoming young mothers, single motherhood. And so Lyn-Dee has such an extensive experience. She has such a deep story. And we're going to get back with her and her story where we left off with her diagnosis of breast cancer. So Lyn-Dee, take us through that experience. You were saying that you spoke to your husband, your then husband, and neither of you wanted a divorce. And you're telling him, okay, so I've been diagnosed, and what's next?
Yeah, I just want to be loved and held at night, and he couldn't do it. So I had to release him, right? Because if somebody can't be with you through your hardest times, then what's the purpose, right? So I forgave him for his weaknesses, and that's
all. He just didn't want to have to deal with going through the whole.
He just
it's too much.
Out. He totally checked out. Okay, he didn't even call me after my surgery, and I was married to him. So you just got to realize what is your worth. And I already worked on myself enough to realize that I'm worthy of love, and even if it's loving myself. So because of that, through tragedy comes treasures, I ended up creating a pillow.
Before we get to the pillow, because the pillow is fantastic. Listen, I need a drum roll for the pillow. But before we get to the pillow, I wanted to explore, how did you deal with your body changing? Because now you had surgery. Did they do a full mastectomy? Did they do a double mastectomy? Did you have reconstructive surgery? I don't want to breeze past this whole situation.
Excellent. So when I found out that I had the breast cancer, I found out I was in the early stages of stage 1. I caught it at the very beginning. When the doctor spoke with me, she was very sweet, and she gave me options. Do you want a lumpectomy, a partial mastectomy, full mastectomy? What is it that you want? And I don't know that answer. I wasn't even expecting this diagnosis. And I looked at her and I said, if I was your mother, your sister, your niece, your aunt, what would you recommend? And she said, a lumpectomy. I said, then that's what we're going to do. So we did the lumpectomy. And when they went in, and I didn't feel it, guys, you know how they tell you always do the breast examinations, and I do, and I didn't feel it. That was my biggest question. And they said the reason you didn't feel it is because it was so deep inside the middle of your breast, underneath the nipple, that until it grew, you would not have known. So because of the mammogram, that's how we found it. And I was like, oh my goodness. So remember at the beginning, I said there was something drawing me to, that was God.
Yeah.
That was God saying, you need a checkup.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
you go and you do what you got to do to pay it forward and give what you have, but then you're going to the doctor because I've got news for you, right? And I felt like it was a blessing. It was a blessing.
You didn't have to feel like you weren't whole anymore because they did the lumpectomy. Did you do radiation?
I did do radiation. I got divorced 3 weeks into radiation.
Did you have to do chemotherapy too, or just radiation?
I did not. And now I'm on the 1 day 5-year pill, which is a whole nother ballgame that we all experience. But I just kept digging into personal development during that time. Did I cry? Absolutely. Did I allow my emotions? Yes. Did I get angry? No. I got disappointed.
Yeah.
Very, very disappointed. But I kept on moving forward.
That's the key. Got to keep. Every day is a new day, new possibilities, new hope. Once you can, like Les Brown says, if you can look up, you can get up.
Amen.
So you can open your eyes.
When the doctor said to me, you need to rest when your body says you need a nap. You need to honor your body so you could heal. I said, okay. And I took his words as the gospel, right? And that's what I did. If I got tired, I said, I got to go lay down because my body was recovering. So I had to acknowledge this. Well, over this matter of time, when I was going to my radiation every day, 5 days a week for 6 weeks, you always meet the same people, right? And they always said, here comes sunshine. I was always bringing in the positive. So I have a book also that's called Squeeze My Tatas. You're only one mammogram away from knowing. And I share the whole story with you. And it's not a woe's me. And there's a workbook, a very healthy mindset workbook in the back of it.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Squeeze My Tatas. Go check it out.
That's right.
So out of this, the one thing you asked your husband for was to snuggle with you, to cuddle with you, to hold you at night, to hug you. And you didn't have that.
No.
And so out of that, you designed something that will snuggle and hug and hold you so you felt that comfort at night. So now is the time.
Yes.
Let's talk about this pillow.
Oh my God, Alicia, that's when we met. When I was sharing my story from stage, and I didn't even have the pillow in production yet. It was just part of my story. So I went ahead and I designed what's called now the Cuddle Me Love body pillow. And it was to hold me at night. And it worked. It worked so well that I had to share it from the stages and in my books, because out of tragedy comes treasures. You can replace something that's missing in your life. So that's what I was doing. And then after I was done speaking, everybody was running over to me, credit card in hand, saying,
I want the pillow. I need that pillow.
How do I? And I'm like,
I don't have it. I don't got it. I don't have a pillow.
And all of a sudden, the next day, what do? I go into the pillow production business. Now, I don't think that when I was going through my journey in life for the last 50 years that I ever thought, I want to go in the pillow business.
I was going to invent a pillow.
That did not happen. It happened because of a cause.
Yes.
And now, thousands of people around the world are comforted, not only for emotional support, but for medical and health reasons too, from the young to the old. And if you go to, I know. And when you go to my website, cuddlemelove.com, go to testimonials. Every time I get a testimonial, I'm like, thank you, God. I'm all about the core is help. Thank you, Lord. Look what's going on. Oh my goodness.
I got to feel love, feel held, feel cuddled, feel
supported.
So show us the pillow. I'm gonna put you on. I'm gonna put you on like solo, so you can show us this
Okay.
pillow.
And
So,
now doctors and healing centers are endorsing the pillow because it helps balance and align us while we're sleeping, so we wake up nice and refreshed. Cuddle Me Love. So right behind me is the Cuddle Me Love body pillow. And when you go to the website, you'll be able to see it. And I also have videos for you. But the legs are, I have two sizes. The first size was a 4-foot size. Well, you know, when you use anything and you know you can make it better, the second run, well, that's when the 6-foot one was created. And
oh, we love a 6-footer.
oh, this baby here, let me tell you, it is delicious. It is helping people for so many reasons. Like I said, read the testimonials. But the heartfelt part is that I have doctors and healing centers that endorse it now. How about that?
That is
now
beautiful.
I have sponsors and donors that want to make a difference for special needs children, human trafficking children. Won't it be great when a child survives human trafficking and is giving her own very own single packaged pillow to open up and sleep with that night and get the healthiest, loving hug that they could have been praying for?
Oh,
right?
I just love that. I love that so much, you know, because when, you know, feeling that hug, feeling that embrace, feeling that cuddle, feeling the warmth behind you and in front of you is so comforting. It'll help with your mental health. Listen, we all just went through a pandemic where we all need some love, right? We all need to feel nurtured and loved and held. And if we don't have a partner that can do that for us, get yourself a Cuddle Me Love pillow. Get yourself.
You know what, Alicia?
Love yourself. This is going to love your body and love yourself all at once.
Love on you. So during COVID, no one's speaking. Zoom, we're speaking, but nothing personal. And we're hearing all of these people now going through the challenges with mental health. And I said, oh, no. These people need an outlet. I reached out. Thank God for Zoom. Thank God for WhatsApp. All over the world, I reached out to everybody. I said, when you need to speak with someone, you are not alone. You are to call me, and we are going to work through it 24/7. And I had people calling me from all different countries. It was in the middle of the night. One lady goes, I'm so sorry to call you. I don't even know what time it is by you. I said, it's 3 a.m. And she goes, oh my God, do you want to call me back? And I said, no, ma'am, none of us have alarm clocks. We're all stuck in the house. Let me sit up and let's talk. So through this process, right, everybody was saying, I wish I could have one of those pillows, but there's no way I could afford it. Understandably, I had to think again and like, wait a minute. There are others that aren't feeling the financial pressures of this. What if I started a GoFundMe page called Donate a Hug? And I did. And now we have sponsors and donors that are donating a hug with all the love, and I'm sending it out to all these people.
Wow.
Now,
listen, out of tragedy
comes treasures. Yes. Live life on purpose. Understand.
So is that GoFundMe still open that people can go and donate if they desire?
It is. However, like I just said, I am now working with nonprofits, and I'm in the middle of fixing that website, right? Fixing the page. So it is literally, everybody knows that the nonprofits that are involved. And right now we're just going through that process, because when you work with nonprofits, you must be patient. That's number one. Number two, you have to wait for everything to be finalized, or else if you say you're going and you're working for a nonprofit to give it to the cause and they haven't agreed yet, that's called fraud. And I'm not willing to go to jail. I don't have friends.
No. So not at all. No. So tell us what is the investment? Because this is another part of investing in yourself, because this is an investment. It's not a cost, it's an investment in your health, in your well-being, in your own mental and emotional support. So what is the investment for a Cuddle Me Love 4-foot and 6-foot pillow?
Okay. And then I'm going to give you another little extra sparkle. Okay.
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
We
So
love sparkle.
I love sparkle. So the small one is $89.95. And I pay for your shipping and handling. And you
Mm.
get a free large bag, carrying bag. Same thing with the 6 foot. That is $169. Okay. And I have become what we call a cuddler therapist practitioner. You also get a free session with me.
Ooh.
So everybody that owns a Cuddle Me Love body pillow, not only do you are linked to me, and I don't know how to stop loving on you. I don't. You ask all of my people that have the Cuddle Me Love body pillow, they're like, she checks in on me, and I do, because you know how when you think about somebody and then you go, oh, maybe I'll reach out to them later. I don't do that. I live in the very now moment because the world is so crazy and things are happening so crazy that if I think about you, I am going to immediately pick up my phone, text you, and just say, Wubby loves you, and I'm just checking in on you.
Nice. I
And
love
then
it.
you'll respond back, and then there's probably another conversation.
A little conversation a little catch-up conversation that happens.
Yeah, some loving, some
That's
hugging.
perfect. Some hugging, some hugs.
But there's so much more to life than what's in it for me.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
have,
the pillow. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, you have to live a life of giving. And when you do this, everything comes back around to you.
Multiplied back to you.
It really does.
The Bible doesn't say, it says it multiplies back to you.
It does.
So I did want to mention that the pillow comes with a pillowcase that you can wash. You can unzip the case and wash it and then put it back on. See, it unzips and you can take it out.
This 6 foot one really made the biggest difference. So the pillowcase cover starts here and goes all the way around the pillow, like if it was a taco. So you could change the pillowcase. The whole pillow is machine washable. It's a quality hypoallergenic 7D fill. So if it ever loses its fluff, which mine hasn't, and I've been sleeping with it for a while, you can just throw it in the dryer and it goes blip, and it's
back up.
Being just delicious. Just delicious.
So, love it.
Yeah.
So listen, get yourself a that Cuddle Me body pillow. I mean, this is like next level body pillow. This is 2.0 body pillow. This is not your regular everyday, just big, like long body pillow. This has, it's wrap around. Yeah, could wrap around you. I want you to tell, in the last few minutes we have, I want you to tell everybody about your name change, Wubby. Yeah. Because I know you as Lyn-Dee.
That's right.
But you shared with me backstage.
Yes.
Why Wubby. So share with everyone why it's now Wubby.
Okay. So number one, I'm 61 years old. And when my daughter was pregnant with my first granddaughter, who's now 16 years old, she had the flu at 8 months. And we all know if we've been pregnant, that when we're pregnant and we can't take anything, it is a miserable, miserable time.
Yeah, I got sick at 8 months.
It's horrific, right? So we were living in New Hampshire at the time, and she was sick, and she was laying on my lap, and I'm caressing her face and her hair, and I made her soup and whatever else. She looks up at me and she goes, Mom, she says, what's the baby going to call you? I said, honey, I don't know. I says, when the baby comes, we'll figure it out. I said, just relax. So she goes ahead and she cuddles up into my lap as much as she could, and I'm caressing her. She goes, oh, Mom. She goes, you're so Wubby. She looks up at me. She goes, you're Wubby. That's what you are. People count on you, and you're so full of love, and everybody just, oh, boy, you're a Wubby. So that's how it became. And when I moved to South Carolina, I can't even believe it. It's a year and a half ago. I decided that I wanted to be known as Wubby. You see, you're never too old or too young to become who you want and who you want to be acknowledged at. Now, Lyn-Dee, it's a beautiful name. It was my given name before my birth. Wubby was the heartfelt name to me.
Amen, amen, amen.
So,
And just did you have something else to say? Because I have another question I want to ask.
no, Wubby is it.
Wubby is it.
Wubby is it. Yeah, and I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel it. And that's important. So be you. Be you. You're very unique. You're very special. You have talents and stuff inside of you that nobody else has.
Thank you to everyone. That is for you, that are anyone that's tuning in and listening.
Yeah.
So I know that losing your mom was challenging for you, because I was actually, we were there with you. Was it right after you lost her? I think it was.
No. I was taking care of mom before I knew I had the breast cancer.
Okay.
And I took everybody on that journey. See, I'm an open book.
Yeah, exactly. She opens up her life.
Yeah.
As lessons for the rest of us, you know,
Exactly.
from. And when you did spend a lot of time taking care of her.
I did.
And then she passed. And how have you dealt with that?
You know, it's funny. My mom apologized to me before she went into the final morphine coma on her hospice bed. Wow. And she tearfully apologized for everything. Wow. First time ever. And I looked at her and I said, I love you, Mom. And I appreciate that you said this, because it gives us peace to separate now. And I looked at her and I'm like, and we laughed. And I said to her, and now you become my mom. You know, and you want to hear a funny story when she was in hospice?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so my mom is in hospice. After her apology, she passed away. It was like 12 days after she went into the morphine coma. And I was there alone with her. And I always played upbeat music or music that she loved, the Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr.'s, sitcoms on the television or whatever. There was always something positive in the room. And I don't know what it was, Alicia, but I wanted to dance. I wanted to dance. I just felt it in my body. So I'm looking at my mom and I'm like, you don't have any wires on you. I'm not going to take you out of bed. But Mom, you want to dance? Now, of course, she didn't respond. So I sat on her bed and I take her little arms, you know, and we're just dancing. The nurse passes by. She comes back. She goes, oh, my God. She says, what are you doing? She scared the bejeebies out of me. I'm like, I says, oh, my God. I said, what's wrong? She goes, what are you doing? And I said, I'm dancing with my mom. She says, you can't do that. I said,
Says who?
Why can't I do that? She's not hooked up to anything. Why? She took a deep breath and she looked up and she looked at me. She goes, I don't know.
I've
never seen this before.
There's no reason. We just don't think you should.
That's right.
There's no rule against it. So
I looked at her and I said, I am going to carry on. And she goes, and so you will. Everybody has the right to heal and deal in their own fashion and in their own way. And that was just my way of releasing all of this that's inside of me. Why am I the only one sitting at her deathbed? Why am I the chosen one that had to be here? You want to know why? Because that's why. Because that's it. That's the answer. And when I am at that stage, I got good karma coming.
Yes.
So my sister apologized. My brother, forget about it. But my sister apologized to me. And I looked at her and I said, you don't owe me an apology. I'm good. I love you, sis. I'm always with you. Karma. But I have nothing to say about that. So realize that only take ownership and control over what it is that you can control, what you can contribute. For everybody else, love them from afar, love them close, but don't hate. Don't hate. Realize that it's okay.
Yeah, they're operating under their own belief system that is not your fault, and it's not your responsibility either. It's their own responsibility. You know, they're all sovereign beings, as you are a sovereign being, and when we are more enlightened, when we have done the work, we have to operate from that level of enlightenment and of higher consciousness,
It's
and not stoop down to other people's level. And I have so much gratitude for you.
and I
thank you.
I love
And
you.
I'm gonna have to save up my pennies to get me a 6-foot Cuddle Me Love pillow. It just looks so delicious. I need that in my life.
I've never lost a night's sleep, and even though I'm ready to meet another gentleman, I want to meet him. I don't need to meet him. And I don't feel, I go to sleep every night feeling fulfilled. And it is because of this pillow.
Feeling whole.
It really is.
Like I have a pillow fort that I have to carefully construct.
Exactly.
To try to like put myself in.
Yes. This is the one and done, baby. This is the one and done.
I just need the one and done.
Yeah.
Sign me up. Sign me up.
I love you. You know, and I want to go out to you because you truly are an angel. Over all of these years that we know each other, which is quite a few years, I have watched you also blossom into an angel for others. You have one of the biggest giving hearts that I've ever met. So I have to share with you that when I look for my inner core circle of positive women, uplifting, powerful, empowering women, you are right there in the core. And I appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much, Wubby. That really touches me deeply. I appreciate it because, again, you know, it's part of who God created me to be, and I can't be anything but me. And I finally started answering the call, you know, and stop making it about my own insecurities and what are other people going to think, and just really go out there and serve.
Yeah.
And that's
and for your audience, however old you are, that's how long it took you to get to where you are today. So don't expect change overnight. It's called the slight edge philosophy. Make sure that you are attaching yourself to the right mentors, to the right seminars, so you could do the slight edge philosophy and change a little bit every single day until it becomes the best habit. And you could look in the mirror and go, I am worthy of love.
Yes. Developing, I read the book by James Clear too, Atomic Habits. It's the little things, and then picturing yourself as the who you desire to be, and then do the things to get you there.
That's right.
So
and one of the most important things that I want everybody to know is that you need to leave your home to find it. You need to leave your home. No one's going to knock on your door. And you are not going to surround yourself with the better people that could do better with you and for you versus staying in your home and getting the calls from the naysayers that you've been dealing with. Love them from afar. Love them from afar. But get out and start networking. Look, there's a site that's called meetup.com. And it's a free site. And all you have to do is put your hobbies, your likes, your everything that you like to do, even career-wise, personal-wise. And then within the radius, all of these events pop up where you go in live and in person and meet new people. People say to me all the time, how do you meet new people? Meetup.com. That's one great place for you to go out there.
Thank you for that tip. Yes. I used to have a meetup years ago.
Too.
You can find so many, and don't just stick on social media and think that you have a life. Your life on a phone or in a box is not a life. Get out there. Get out there.
Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Smile, right?
Yes, smile.
Yes. And here's the other thing. Always be you. Always be transparent. Always be professionally authentic, because no matter where you see me, Wubby, whether it's at Walmart, a gas station, or on my stages, or you're reading my books, I am always the same person.
Same person. Same person. Well, I love you, Wubby. I thank you. And tell me how, if anyone wants to get in touch with you other than go to the website, is there any other way that people can follow you or get a hold of you?
Absolutely. Go ahead and email me. Let me know that you saw me here on Love My Body, Love Myself. And email me at WeCare@CuddleMeLove.com. WeCare@CuddleMeLove.com. And as long as I see, or my assistant sees, Love My Body, Love Myself, I will make sure they directly make sure that I get that email immediately.
All right. Oh, thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
You got that. Email WeCare@CuddleMeLove.com, and Wubby will reach out to you ASAP. You heard it here.
Worth a free conversation, right? It's worth a free complimentary session.
And you'll get a complimentary session.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm just saying yes.
Yeah. Alicia, I love you.
Love you too. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Wow, wow, wow. What an incredible story that Wubby has. And Wubby is just like a fountain of light. She just exudes love and light. And so get yourself a Cuddle Me Love pillow, because there's so much love that went into that. And no wonder it's been approved by the medical community to help and support you in times of recovery and healing. So go ahead and check them out. Leave a comment that I want. Say, Wubby, I want my own Cuddle Me Love pillow. Go ahead and leave a comment right now that you want a pillow, so that Wubby can contact you and get you your own just bundle of love that will support you. So again, I am your host, Alicia Couri, and this has been Love My Body, Love Myself. And I want to encourage you today to do something for yourself that proves to yourself that you love your body and that you love yourself. And I will see you next time. Don't forget, we have shows on Monday that our Monday show is all about building confidence. So come join us on winwinwomen.tv for Unleash Your Audacious Confidence at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. That is a really great time to learn how to grow your confidence. So if you don't know what to do to love yourself or how to love yourself, come join us on winwinwomen.tv on Mondays at 5 p.m. Eastern. Until next time, I am your host, Alicia Couri, signing off, and I will see you on another episode of Love My Body, Love Myself. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye.